Most cleaning business owners think that you need more clients to generate more profit in your cleaning business, but that is absolutely not the case. By making a few tweaks to some of your costs in your business, you can dramatically improve the profitability. And in today's video, I want to use some real life numbers to run through an example to show exactly how we might double the amount of profit in our cleaning business. So let's get into it. So let's take the example of a cleaning business making $10,000 a month in revenue. Let's say 55% of that $10,000 a month is paid to their cleaners to do the work. So that would be a 55% labor cost number. And then let's say another 35% of the revenue goes to what I would call admin costs. So this might be marketing costs, this might be recruitment costs, paying for a virtual assistant, software subscriptions, those types of things. So any costs that are not directly paid to your cleaners to do that work. So on $10,000 a month, 55% or $5,500 goes to the cleaners, another $3,500, the 35%, goes to these admin costs. That would leave $1,000 in profit. So that would be a 10% profit margin business. But if we make a couple of changes to the labor costs and the admin costs, we can see that we can make a dramatic improvement in that $1,000, that 10% profit margin. So first of all, let's look at the labor cost number. So at the moment, 5,500 is paid, but if we trim that down to a 50% labor cost number, so rather than paying out $5,500, we're only paying $5,000 out to the cleaners. This means that we're making a little bit more profit margin at that case. If we look at the admin cost level, if we manage to trim things down, make things a little bit more efficient, and bring it down from 35% to 30%, you can see that, on that $10,000, that same amount of revenue, the same number of clients paying the same amount of money, $5,000 of that amount goes to the cleaners, and $3,000 of the $3,000 of admin costs comes out of the business rather than $3,500. So take $10,000 minus $5,000 minus $3,000 gets you to $2,000 in profit margin. So you can see from scenario 1 to scenario 2, we've gone from $1,000 in profit to $2,000 in profit. We've effectively doubled the amount of profitability in the business. And the reason I want to go into this in a bit more detail is that people often don't realize that making small changes in your costs can have a dramatic improvement in the profit that you generate in the business. It's not all about trying to find more clients. You can often look at what you have in the existing business, make a few changes, and that can dramatically improve or increase the profitability in the business. So on a labor cost percentage, what I tend to advise my clients is that, we want to be paying in between 40 to 60% of our revenue to our cleaners. Obviously, at the lower level, that means that we're keeping more profit in our business, but we absolutely don't want to go above 60%. The reason for 60% is that if you're paying such a high proportion of your revenue to your cleaners, there's just not a lot left over. There's not a lot to reinvest in marketing. There's not a lot to find a virtual assistant to help manage your business. And ultimately, there's not enough to pay you well as the business owner. So that 40 to 60% range is important. And this is why pricing your service in the right way is so important, because this is a very common mistake that I see with people, particularly early in their business, is that they're trying to set they try to offer their rates at a very low level because they're trying to get more clients, they're trying to get more revenue coming in the door. But this can often be a detriment to the growth in the business. So if we are setting a very low price for our clients, inevitably it means that our labor cost percentage is probably going to be higher, because if we're not paying that higher percentage, we're not going to be able to find cleaners to work at those low pay rates. So conversely, if you're charging your clients a high rate, it means that you can probably pay away a lower labor cost number, because you are still finding you're still able to pay your cleaners well, because the price that you're charging your clients is that much higher. So think about this 40 to 60% range, but because the labor cost number is a big chunky number, it'll be the biggest cost of your cleaning business. Even making small little changes, going from that, say, 55% number to 50%, can have a dramatic improvement in the profitability of your business. So think about your labor cost number. Think about, are there any tweaks, any small percentage changes we can make here, and it can have a dramatic impact. So then let's look on the other side, your admin costs, your non-cleaner costs. So as I said, this would include costs like, cost to marketing, costs of running Google ads, or, recruiting on Indeed, running ads on Indeed, paying a virtual assistant. Maybe you've got some software subscriptions that you're using to help run your business. All these costs would go into what I would call the admin cost bucket. And this area of the business is very easy to get bloated. We've seen it so often that you'll if you look at your bank statements, your card statements, you might find that there are various softwares that you're paying that you don't really use. And you need to go in there and think, okay, if I'm not using them, I need to cancel them. Or, if there are any existing software subscriptions that you are using, then you want to think, okay, are there lower tiers, lower price levels of that software that I could use, potentially saving a few dollars each month? And what you'll find is that if you are very diligent in terms of these software subscriptions, that you can often save a bit of money. And again, as I said, with the labor cost percentage, if we can make small, even a few percentage in our cost savings, this can really trickle down into your profit level. So with your admin costs, I always tell people to look at your software subscriptions. Look at, even say $100 a month. It doesn't seem like a lot, but you aggregate that over the year, you're obviously spending thousands. So we want to really be reviewing our bank statements every month to see if there are any incremental changes that we can make here. So once you've looked at that side, then you can look at things like your virtual assistants. Then you can look at other costs in your business. And a very common question I get asked is, do I need an office? Do I need vehicles to take my cleaners around? And, I've got quite a strong view on this. So, by all means, in a world of unlimited money, you would have a nice big office. All your cleaners would congregate every morning. You'd have a nice morning meeting. Then they would jump in their vehicles, their branded vehicles, and drive to all their clients. But this imposes a really high cost burden on the cleaning business. So my view is always, you one of the best things about the cleaning business is you don't need a local office. You can run things completely remotely if you have an internet connection, whether it's you as the business owner logging in to your inbox and taking phone calls through internet phone software like RingCentral or OpenPhone. You don't necessarily need a physical office to run your business. And if you don't have the burden of a high monthly lease cost that you need to pay for your office, it means that this drops straight down into the bottom line, increasing the profitability of your business. In exactly the same way, do we need to be running expensive cars, vehicles? And again, my view is you don't need to be doing this. This is obviously extremely expensive, but then you have a higher management cost as well. So if you have a fleet of vehicles, things will go wrong. Vehicles will stop working. Vehicles will need servicing. They need to be taken out and replacements put in. So we don't generally advise having lease branded vehicles, within our businesses. Again, in a world where we have lots and lots of money and lots of profitability, yes, this would be something we would look for. If we were running a really highly profitable software business like Microsoft or one of these big technology companies that have more money than they know what to do with, of course this would be something that would be attractive. But in our industry, there are many positives of running a cleaning business, but one of the negatives is you do need to be sensible and controlled with your costs, because it is very easy for costs to run out of control. And I see it so often that if you don't have a good degree of control over your costs, you can very easily be running a very, very marginally profit, break even, or even loss-making cleaning business. So keep the leased vehicles out of your business if you can. The way that I always tell people to do it is that, when you're hiring cleaners in your business, look for cleaners that they have their own transportation that they can use to drive from property to property, and just pay them a little bit extra for that. Make sure that you're paying enough extra that it makes sense for those cleaners to be using their vehicles, to be using them on a day-to-day basis for their work. So making sure that you're not paying for lease vehicles, making sure that you're not paying for a monthly lease cost of your office will dramatically shrink down the admin cost proportion in your cleaning business. And if you take those out, if you have those in place in the first currently, and you take them out, then the profitability of your business will dramatically increase. So making these small changes around your cost base can mean that you can dramatically increase the profit that you're generating without bringing in any additional clients. But let's say with the same existing clients, you made this third and final change, and that is putting through some price increases. You can see that we can dramatically increase the profits here. So let's say that our average ticket size was $100. We've gone from charging 55% to labor costs to 50%, and we've gone from spending 35% on admin costs down to 30%. So our $100 previously would have generated 10%. We've made these two changes at the cost level, so now we're going from $10 to $20, so a doubling in our profits. But let's say we have increased the price 10% from $100 to $110. So we're paying cleaners exactly the same amount of money. The admin costs are exactly the same, but that 10% drops down to the bottom line purely as profit. So we go from $10 in scenario one to $20 in profit, and now with the additional $10 in that price increase, we've added another $10. So we've gone effectively from $10 to $30. So a tripling in the amount of profit margin in our business. So you can see, without taking on any additional clients, it is possible to dramatically increase the profitability of your business. And I think once you get the unit economics of your business really, really watertight, you have a really profitable business at its core, that's when you really want to think about throwing fuel on the fire, getting really aggressive with your marketing. If you have a profitable business at this size, if you scale it with efficient marketing strategies that work, that is when you're going to really start to scale this business very profitably and very quickly. So in this next video, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I think are the most effective ways to market your cleaning business and to get new clients in 2025. And this will really turbocharge the growth in your business. So I'll see you on the next one.